Hey there, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, you've come to the right place. My name is Matt Ekoff and I'm a local real estate expert here to share everything from the best neighborhoods to the hottest spots around town. Listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach. So let us help you move to the beach. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the like so you can get all the notifications about new videos and anything there is to know about New Smyrna Beach, Florida. So today we're going to be doing a map tour. We're going to be covering the whole state. That's New Smyrna Beach proximity to the state, how to get in and out, how to get to the attractions, how to get to the East Coast, West Coast, down south. We're just been going over some of the things, plus some of the local spots that you need to know. Roads, ways to get in and out, and just all the stuff that if you're going to live in New Smyrna Beach, it's important to know. So let's get started. Okay, let's start off with our major highway. New Smyrna Beach is right here. Okay, we're going to start off with 95, which starts from right here in Miami and goes all the way up the East Coast, all the way up and ends into Canada. It is the largest north-south interstate in the United States, 95. It's about 3.5 hours from New Smyrna Beach down to Miami. So real quick, easy weekend, long weekend. It's about 25 minutes from New Smyrna to Daytona Beach, which has an airport. And then it's about 1.5 hours to 1 hour and 45 from New Smyrna up to Jacksonville. So 95 is our main highway that runs through us. Next, we have I-4. I-4, you have to connect through 44, or you can go up to Daytona Beach, and then I-4 goes through Central Florida, down into Tampa. You take I-4 to get to the international airport, although I would prefer 95. Take I-4 to the attractions. You take them to Universal Studios, to SeaWorld, to Disney World, to any of the Magic Kingdom parks, as well as downtown Orlando. In New Smyrna Beach, you can't see this so much, but we have 44. So in New Smyrna Beach, you take 44 to get to I-4, and it's about a 25-minute drive. Or like I said, you can get on 95, go up to Daytona Beach, and then take I-4 all the way across. Okay, next we have State Road 44. A little fun fact about State Road 44, it's 103 miles long from the East Coast to the West Coast, and it's the largest highway that goes coast to coast in the state of Florida. So 44 starts down here and runs through New Smyrna Beach, across 95, and then over to I-4. This is probably the quickest way to get to I-4. 44 is also likely the busiest highway state road that goes into New Smyrna Beach. So many people that are coming from the Orlando area, Sanford, Deltona, DeBary, Lake Mary, Winter Park, Orlando, all are coming down I-4, and then they're coming across 44. So 44 can get pretty congested from about here, which is from Venetian Bay, all the way down to the beach. Now, 44, I'm going to correct myself, actually ends right here. Then this turns into the South Causeway Bridge, which then turns quickly into 3rd, which then quickly turns into Atlantic Avenue. So I'll go through that in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to talk about 44 for just a second. So next we have US 1. US 1 is the longest north-south road in the United States, and it runs from the Canadian border all the way down to Key West. So this is US 1. US 1 is traveled a lot more by locals that live on the beach. So if you live up in Daytona, you live up in Ormond, you live in Ponce Inlet, you live in Port Orange, you're probably taking US 1 to get into New Smyrna Beach. Okay, so now that we've covered the main highways, let's talk about our streets, our main streets on the mainland. First, we're going to start with Canal Street, which is about right here. So give me just a second, I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to go down to Canal Street. Canal Street starts here, goes over US 1, and then ends into Riverside Drive. This is really the main Canal Street that the locals know about. You have shops, you have restaurants, you have boutiques, chiropractic. Okay, now that we've covered the highways, the major highways coming in and out of New Smyrna Beach, let's talk about the main roads on the mainland of New Smyrna Beach. Now we separate mainland versus beachside. You're going to hear this a lot. Beachside is an island, 12 miles long, has a ton of action. New Smyrna Beach though is in the mainland. So it's just two divides. It's one city, two divides, mainland and beachside. So let's talk about the mainland main roads first. The main road, probably the number one road that people spend the most time on the mainland is Canal Street runs right here. It's the major part. It actually runs over US 1 and across the railroads into State Road 44. But this is the main hub right here. Now, the railroad tracks, which is right here, was established in the 1800s, and it's what brought people to New Smyrna Beach in the first place. They were able to travel in town, and it was the citrus farmers and commercial fishermen that came in first, and then found out that New Smyrna Beach was actually a pretty frequentable place. And so Canal Street was where they first established. It was actually the first main road in New Smyrna Beach where businesses opened up. So Riverside Drive, which we'll talk about in just a second, runs north to south and is where Canal Street ends. This is where the first major houses were established. But Canal Street has an unbelievable amount of stuff. It's got tons of restaurants. It's got stores. It's got a furniture store. It's got boutique stores. It's got a bathing suit. It's got eyeglasses place. It's got a chiropractic. It's got a gym. It's got numerous bars, an art gallery. There's a plethora of stuff to do on Canal. For a lot of the locals, it's the hot spot in town. They do car shows every other Saturday on Canal where they shut the street down. They do the art festival there. They do the seafood festival there. So it's not uncommon that you'll see a lot of congestion around the parking areas like this, that you're going to see a lot of congestion during the summer, spring, and during the fall months where the weather's a little bit nicer outside and bearable, where you're going to see people parking like crazy. You're going to see golf carts and bicycles down there because there's some kind of festival going on Canal Street. So again, tons of things to do. One of the busiest streets in all of New Smyrna Beach. So next we're going to have, like I said, we have Riverside Drive, which is right here. Riverside Drive is very, very historic. It's got a ton of old colonial houses, some of the oldest houses in all of New Smyrna Beach. Now, the negative part of Riverside Drive is that you're not actual waterfront, even though the houses are considered waterfront. You have Riverside Drive, the street that you have to cross in order to get to the water. However, you do have docks, and so that's nice. So you have access to get out to the Intracoastal, and so everybody does have a dock there on Riverside Drive. But again, you're not directly waterfront because you have to actually cross Riverside Drive in order to get to the water, and it's not really a swimmable area either. So okay, and then our next street is Pioneer Trail. Now I'm going to start here and I'm going to go to another page. Pioneer Trail starts right here. So 44 comes down, turns up into Canal, and Pioneer Trail starts right here. Goes up, and then it goes, I would say when people are locals, when it's a busy weekend, this is probably the shortcut that they're taking, Pioneer Trail. Pioneer Trail cuts through Venetian Bay. It cuts through the Spruce Creek flying community. It cuts through Coastal Woods. It cuts through Sugar Mill. These are all big developments and neighborhoods in New Smyrna Beach. And so Pioneer Trail cuts behind all of them. Now, the negative part of Pioneer Trail is it is windy. So if you get car sick and you get people in the back, that's not great. It is, I think, about 45 miles an hour in most areas. But it's not really ever congested. Again, it's more of a local spot. But anybody that is watching this that's from New Smyrna Beach will know that Pioneer Trail is definitely one of the major roads that they take. If you're not from New Smyrna Beach, you've probably never heard of Pioneer Trail. Hopefully you move here though, and I can help you do that. And if you do, then we'll learn more into Pioneer Trail and about what it has. Because like I said, Coastal Woods, it connects right into it. Sugar Mill connects right into it. Venetian Bay connects right into it. The fly-in community of Spruce Creek goes right into it, and probably a ton others. So that's another major road in mainland New Smyrna Beach. So now let's get to looking at Beachside New Smyrna Beach. I got a lot to cover there. Okay, so now let's talk about roads going into Beachside. So Beachside is 12 miles long. It's divided by 3 different sections. So Flagler Avenue is right here. This is the South Causeway Bridge. This is Atlantic. This is Peninsula. This is Central Beach right here. Central Beach. From Flagler up to Smyrna Dunes. This is 3 miles long. Only 2 of them are developed though. This is North Beach. And then from 3rd Avenue, which is the South Causeway Bridge, which is in 44, kind of crazy. From 3rd, down Saxon, all the way to the end is South Beach. Okay, so let's talk about getting in and out. We have the South Causeway Bridge. This is 44. Then it turns into South Causeway, for about 1.4 miles. Over a bridge, it's a tall bridge. Then it turns into 3rd for just a second, and then it turns into Atlantic Avenue. South Causeway has a little area right here called Bouchelle Island, where there's condos. There's some houses that are on some canals there. It's a really nice area, kind of an island off of an island. So South Causeway is probably, for people coming out of town, the main way that they're getting beachside. Actually, I know for a fact that it's the main way that they're getting beachside. It's heavily trafficked during the weekends and during holiday weeks. So that can be a little bit negative, but it's never going to really take you that long because there's not a ton of lights. Now, we were talking about Canal Street just a second ago, which is right here. Canal ends in the Riverside, and then you make a quick turn, and then this is the North Causeway Bridge. Now, this area right here is a drawbridge. This is a great street for locals or for anybody. It's a lot less crowded. However, this drawbridge can go up very random because it's a shorter bridge and you got big boats coming in and out of here. The bridge does go up and it can be a real inconvenience. It can be 10 to 15 minutes for this drawbridge to go up and then go back down again. And depending on the barge or the boat or anything like that, I get caught often. I go to the gym, my gym, which is on Canal. And yeah, I got to leave about 15 minutes, even though it's only a mile away, just to make sure that I have enough time to get stopped by a bridge. So North Causeway Bridge has a ton of stuff as well. It's only 1.8 miles long, but it has tons of restaurants. It's got marina, it's got a comedy club, it's got chiropractic places, it's got a medical center, a doctor medical center. It's got one of the best coffee shops in town. It's got title companies, real estate offices, although you don't need those guys. You got me, but they're there. Just know about it. A ton of stuff. Did I say comedy club, liquor store? It's got a ton. It's got a development that's called Quay, Assisi, which is right here. We're going to do another video about that. We haven't done it yet. Though this is very much like Fort Lauderdale, where a lot of the houses, almost all the houses, are on some sort of canal that goes out to the intercoastal. Pretty awesome. Outriggers is my second or third favorite restaurant in all of New Smyrna Beach. It's got a marina out here as well. And you're sitting on the water, live bands. It's an amazing place to go. Right across on the other side is Merck's, which is a bar and grill. Best wings in New Smyrna Beach, I think, arguable with Tatan's, but another really great spot there. But there's a ton. Island Roasters, like I said, one of the best coffee shops is right here. I mean, in 1.8 miles, it covers a ton and has a ton to do. So that's our North Causeway, and this is our South Causeway that just briefly turns into 3rd, which you have Norwood's restaurant, then you have the Garlic right here, and then this plaza is a Publix plaza, which is really nice. And then that third avenue turns into Atlantic or A1A. But before I get into that, I want to talk about Peninsula real quick. Peninsula is another really big street. Peninsula is this street right here that runs along. Man, this is really good. My best one yet. That runs all along the Indian River or the Intracoastal. So this is divided. It's South Peninsula right here in Central Beach, and then it's North Peninsula on North Beach. So, but Peninsula Avenue runs about 3 miles from start to finish and goes from south to north. Then on the opposite side, on the ocean side, we have Atlantic Avenue that starts here and goes down here, through here, and then like we were talking about before, A1A. Now, over on this side, it's going to be the North Atlantic Avenue. And then from Flagler, it becomes South Atlantic Avenue all the way to the end of the beach. Funny, it's called South Atlantic Avenue because it's on the Atlantic Ocean. How about that? So this map looks freaking crazy. One thing about Atlantic Avenue is it is after 3rd, it's the only way to get in and out of South Beach, which goes all the way down to Bethune. It's 8 miles long, goes down to Bethune, ends into the state park at Canaveral State Park, which is the largest undeveloped area on the east coast of the entire United States. It's pretty awesome. Ends into the state park. Again, Bethune's about a mile and a half long, but South Beach is the biggest part of Beachside, being 8 miles long. I hope this gives you kind of an idea and a sense of what the roads at least look like in a map tour. I know that my grandmother used to know every name of every road that she ever traveled on, and she needed to know the maps. And so I thought a lot about her while I was preparing for this video and thinking about all the different roads and streets and things like that. I had a lot of fun facts set up, but honestly, we can talk about those in other videos. You really need to know where you're going when you're in New Smyrna Beach, what roads to talk about, what roads to know and understand. I would say by far, oh, I didn't even really touch on Flagler. Flagler Avenue is right here. It is the busiest street and the most poppin' street in all of New Smyrna Beach. I'm going to say that because I live beachside, love Canal. Canal's historic. Canal's to me the second best, but Flagler Avenue has everything. Flagler Avenue it's only 0.4 miles long, but it's got over 20 boutiques. It's got 15 restaurants, several bars, cigar bar, Breakers, burgers, best burgers I've ever had in my life. It has a couple bed and breakfasts. It's got everything. It literally has everything. It's amazing. I love Flagler Avenue. It's the most popular spot in New Smyrna Beach, like I said, by pretty far. Negative thing about Flagler is it can get crazy busy. There's a beach entrance at the end of Flagler. So if you're coming off Peninsula, you're coming off the North Causeway Bridge, when you get to Flagler, you're probably going to just inch along. It really, really is going to take some time to get through there. It's honestly faster to walk and park maybe down along this side where there's some free parking and walk Flagler. But if you want to drive it, good luck. That's going to be a con for sure on that road. But Flagler's got everything. And like I said, my favorite spot, and I think people would argue that, but they wouldn't have a great case against why Flagler Avenue is not the best street in all of New Smyrna Beach. This looks crazy. I'm looking at it right now. I hope you followed and got some kind of semblance as I'm going through. But nevertheless, thank you. Listen, like I said, we hear from people like you all the time looking to move to New Smyrna Beach. So whether you're looking to move in 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days, we're here to help you out. I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.